Hi everyone, and welcome to the latest in a series of videos from ARIE Capital about our latest technology EIS fund. Today we are talking with one of the portfolio companies from the EIS fund, and that is HIP Impact Protection, or HIP for short, as we like to call it. And we are talking today with William Beckett, who is the founder of the company, and Frances Crewdson, who handles the international marketing for HIP Impact Protection. Now, in terms of what is already out there on the market, can you tell us a little bit about what the current solutions are and why you think your product is important and obviously solves the problem in a slightly better way?
So I guess there's been quite a few attempts to address this issue because it is clearly something that is a problem for a lot of people. There have been some companies that have tried to do it through behavioral changes. But as you can imagine, in people over sort of 70, 80, it's difficult to get them to change their behavior. There have been some companies which have relied on pure sort of technological indicators. So things like bed or chair, exit alarms, sort of video tracking, things like that. But again, those have their sort of limitations. So as William said, we have the actual embedded in the hip protector, we have this alarms, this algorithm, which basically shows when you're going to, well, highlights when you have fallen, how you've fallen, etc., but also tells people that you have fallen. Some other companies have tried to do these types of detections in pendants, but they tend to swing around the neck or round on a wristband. But then again, people kind of wave their arms about a bit, so it gives quite a few false positives. So putting the detector actually in the hip, which is a very stable part of the body, is a much more effective way of doing it, and it makes sure that we have a much better alarm to real fall ratio.
So this is solving a really serious problem by the sounds of it. How big a problem is this?
We're all, as we get older and older, people become more afraid of falling, and it's estimated that in the UK, 30% of people over 65 fall at least once a year, and that's closer to 50% for the over 80s. And those who had a fall developed a well-founded fear of falling again, which means they often cause falls.
And it's not just so much about the actual physical impact of it, but the fact that people are kind of feeling much more isolated and restricted in what they're able to do. So I think that's kind of one of the key issues as well. And of course, don't forget that, you know, hip fractures cost the NHS about £2 billion a year. So it's a massive cost to all health services as well.
Wow. So this is really not only saving lives, but it's also saving money and obviously saving quality of life as well. That's all great. Thank you. And just to finish up with, can you tell us a little bit about where the company is right now, what you are working on, and any agreements that you currently have?
Yes, we have a worldwide network of distributors for the standard hip protector product. Distributors in the Far East, across Europe, in the US, in Scandinavia, in Ireland, in the UK, and so on. So we're delivering this the fundamental product, not the sensor product yet, but the hip protectors and the means of locating them on the body, pants or adhesive films, right across the world, and have been doing so for a number of years. And I dare say that we have a reasonable name in this market, because we, as far as I know, have never had a product returned as being unsuitable or unsatisfactory.
Great. Well, thank you so much, William and Frances, for explaining a little bit more about what you're working on and what HIP Impact Protection does, and the very, very big and real problem that it solves. So thank you everyone for joining us today. And for anyone that's interested in learning more about HIP Impact Protection and ARIE Capital and our latest EIS Technology Fund, we will put the fund website and HIP Impact Protection website in the notes section below. Thank you so much for joining.